I like to ask players, what have you improved on in the off season? How about you?
That's a good question.
You
I always try to evaluate myself, and I'm really hard on myself about things, not necessarily negatively. You know, sometimes I forget how successful my teams are. You know, like KC brought up the other day. There's a reason, Coach. There's a reason we're 93-14 in the 2020s. But I don't remember the 93. I just remember the Miami loss, or the Kentucky loss, or the Villanova loss. Because I had an expectation going into those games to win them. And the finality of a loss in the NCAA tournament is the most final thing that I've ever seen. It's almost like death. You're done. You know, sitting in that locker room last year after the Miami game, you're lost. I have no plans for the next day now. I don't know what to do. And you look at Reggie and Jarris and Marcus, those guys, and realize that not that you don't get to coach another game with them, you don't get to ever coach them ever. No more practices, no more film sessions, no more bringing Reggie 3 boxes of Boston baked beans, which was his favorite. All that stuff. I had little idiosyncrasies not many people know I do with the players. You know, they expect things from me because we have that little thing we have. You know, we've always played our best basketball in March, not just here, everywhere I've been. It's not a coincidence. When you're good at that, you go back. But, you know, I keep trying, how do we get to Monday night? You know, how do we get to Monday night? And you're willing to do about everything. And I've had 2 teams that were good enough to win on Monday night. I've only had 2. The team that lost to Villanova could have won it that year. The Final Four team could not have. We weren't better than Baylor. But the team that lost to Villanova was the best team we've had. I shouldn't say the best team we've had. I don't know if they are. I don't like to compare the team. That team had the best chance to win it because there was no Baylor that year. North Carolina was playing Duke in one semi. Kansas playing Villanova. Villanova played without their best player. You know, he got hurt in our game. I felt like we could have beat any of those 3 teams. That team had everything we needed to win. And had we had a terrible shooting day, we probably could have. The problem was we had a historically bad shooting day. And still, it was a 4-point game under 5 minutes to go, something like that. It just, one of those days, you know, in a lot of those days you have, and you find a way to win it, you go on. Like the year we went to the Final Four, we had that day against Rutgers. And then we found a way to win it, and we went on. And then our game that year, we'd beaten UAB pretty good, beat Illinois pretty good, beat Arizona pretty good. Now we're playing, and we thought we were going to win all those games. And I thought we were going to beat Villanova. And then when Hollis and Quantas were juniors, I thought we had the best team in the nation that year. Maryland won it, but we beat Maryland by 17 that year. The day before we played Indiana, Quantas' ankle, he was taped, and we were just in a 45-minute walkthrough, Atlanta Hawks facilities. They're in Atlanta. There's 50,000 people at the game at the Georgia Dome. His ankle flipped over. And I had a great trainer, just like John Houston here. They did everything humanly possible. He just couldn't play. You get to the Super Bowl, Tom gets hurt on Friday, can't play. Probably not going to win without him. Quantas wasn't our best player, but he was our most valuable player. We couldn't win without him. So, you know, I'd like to get to Monday night, and I keep trying to figure out how. what can I do better? What can I do different? And sometimes there's no answer. Sometimes it's you can't have a historically bad shooting day, and your point guard can't sprain his ankle. So, and then you think about how difficult it is to make the tournament. Nobody beats themselves up more than a coach after a loss. But we've been so close over the years, and then you just realize how difficult it is. So you come back to work. You don't have to change a whole lot. Our teams look the way we want them to look. I try to develop kids and put them in the best position to win. We've been really, really good at that. And then be loyal to the kids we have. Kansas is a great example. They had two really good young 6'10", 7-foot kids that were really getting better. Then all of a sudden they took the Dickinson kid in the portal and they both left. Well, we had an opportunity to do that this summer too. Now, we didn't have an opportunity to get anybody nearly as good as Dickinson, but you'd be surprised at the kids that want to come here now because of how good our transfers are. It started with Damian Dotson from Oregon, Quentin from Kansas, Kyler from Tech, Tajay, Josh Carlton. Those people's people, those kids' people, they're coaches, they see the success transfers here. So we kind of have our pick. And this year we picked LJ and Damian. And we could have done. What are you gonna do with JoJo? What are you gonna do with JVR? Why'd you recruit him? I'm a coach. I'm a father. These kids' parents. I have a commitment to them too. I'm not committed to people that are fair weather. I'm committed to people that are real. JVR and JoJo, I can't tell you how much better they are today than they were in Australia. I looked at JoJo the other day. That kid's gonna be good. He's not even scratching the surface yet. JoJo's making JVR better. Those guys go against each other in practice every day. So it's just fun for me to develop these kids and give them an opportunity to see what they can do. So, but that's what I do in the off season, is just figure out how we can develop our kids better. I hold my coaches accountable. I give them a lot of credit, but I make sure they're doing things right. Someone has to guide them. And then figure out how we can get to Monday night. May never get there. I know how hard it is to make the tournament. May never get there, but it's fun being in a position to get there. It's fun knowing that every time we walk on the court, no matter who we play, we have a chance to win. That's pretty cool.